Mia Parker woke up to the blaring sound of her alarm clock. The tiny one-bedroom apartment she called home was cluttered with bills she couldn't pay and art supplies she hadn't touched in months. Life was a routine of exhaustion. Wake up, go to work, and repeat. She had dreams of becoming an artist, but survival had taken precedence over ambition. At Clark's Diner, Mia tied her apron around her waist and stepped onto the floor. The diner was already filling up with its usual mix of regulars and the occasional newcomer. Mia's coworkers gave her sympathetic looks. They all knew she was struggling, but had their own problems to deal with. Around 10 a.m., the door jingled open, and in walked Thomas Blake. Mia recognized him immediately. He was one of those customers, arrogant, impatient, and never tipping more than pocket change. He was dressed in a sharp suit, carrying an air of entitlement as he waved down Mia without even looking at the menu. "Coffee, black, 2 eggs over easy, and don't make me wait," he said, not even bothering with pleasantries. Mia nodded, forcing a smile. "Right away, sir." She moved to the kitchen, balancing several orders. Thomas tapped his watch impatiently from his booth. When Mia finally brought his coffee, a single drop spilled onto the table. "Unbelievable," Thomas snapped. "Do you even know how to serve properly? This is why people like you stay stuck in jobs like this." Mia swallowed the lump in her throat, apologized, and quickly wiped the table. By the time Thomas finished his meal, Mia dreaded what he would leave behind. Sure enough, on a $15 bill, there was a $1 tip. Mia stared at the dollar bill in her hand as if it symbolized every failure in her life. "Figures," she muttered, slipping it into her pocket. Later that afternoon, Mia noticed a colorful flyer pinned to the diner's bulletin board. "Local art competition. Winner gets $5,000 and a feature in City Gallery." Her heart skipped a beat. It had been years since she'd picked up a brush, but the thought of creating something again filled her with a glimmer of hope. That night, Mia sat at her kitchen table, staring at the $1 bill. It wasn't much, but it was enough to buy a small canvas and a few cheap paints. She dug through her old supplies, pulling out brushes she hadn't touched since college. For the first time in months, she felt alive. Mia painted late into the night, her brush moving instinctively as she poured her emotions onto the canvas. The final piece was raw and striking, a pair of worn, calloused hands creating something beautiful. She titled it, "Unseen Efforts." The next day, she submitted the painting to the competition. Weeks passed with no word. Mia went back to her routine at the diner, her brief hope fading. Then, one afternoon, her phone rang. "Miss Parker, this is Lauren from City Gallery. Congratulations. Your painting has been selected as a finalist. We'd love to feature it in our upcoming exhibit." Mia dropped the phone in shock. Tears streamed down her face as she realized her dream wasn't as far out of reach as she'd thought. The night of the gallery opening, Mia stood nervously among the crowd of well-dressed attendees. Her painting hung prominently on the wall, drawing admiring looks from critics and art enthusiasts. Mia felt out of place until she heard a familiar voice. This painting is incredible," Thomas Blake said, standing in front of her work. He turned to a nearby curator. "Who's the artist?" Mia stepped forward. "That would be me." Thomas's eyes widened in disbelief. "You?" "Yes, me," Mia replied, her voice steady. "I'm the waitress you tipped $1. Thanks for that. It was just enough to buy the supplies I needed." Thomas stammered, searching for words. "I didn't mean—" "It's fine," Mia interrupted. "That dollar changed my life, and for that, I'm grateful." Thomas looked humbled, offering an awkward apology before leaving the gallery. Mia felt a sense of closure as she watched him go. Over the next few months, Mia's life transformed. Her painting was sold to a prominent collector, and she began receiving commissions from clients across the city. She quit her job at the diner and moved into a small but cozy studio apartment. One day, she framed the $1 bill and placed it on her studio desk as a reminder of where she started. Beneath it, she added a plaque that read, "The beginning of everything,